Hi, welcome back to my channel, and this is a sound off on Love and Marriage DC. Okay, so this is not going to be a typical sound off where I give a play-by-play of every scene. There was just a few things that I saw on this mid-season finale that I just wanted to touch on a little bit because it moved me to say some things. Okay, so those of you who have been watching my sound offs on Love and Marriage DC, thank you to y'all, okay, because a lot of people are not really clicking my videos on Love and Marriage DC. But for those of you who have, okay, sorry that I left y'all hanging. But honestly, I just kind of lost interest in the show. I mean, I'm watching it, but I don't even feel moved to take notes. It's not doing it for me. And the main thing that really turns me off about this show is some of the cast. That's an explaining ass cast. I mean, they will get on Twitter and explain everything. Stuff that's so insignificant. Stuff that we, the viewers, I'm sure do not care about. They will explain it. And it's just like, it's draining. And we're supposed to be watching these shows for fun. We're supposed to be watching the show maybe to learn a little something, to relate here and there. But they explain every single thing. And it's just like, Carlos, gather your people and have a talk because they're not doing social media right. Now, Jamie, sometimes I enjoy Jamie's tweets, but sometimes he just does too much. He really does. And I felt like he had calmed down a little bit. But when he calmed down, Ashley picked up. And Ashley, she another one. She loved to explain stuff that don't nobody care about. I saw a tweet where she said something like, oh, nobody was going to go to Winter's party until I said I was going to go. Girl, what does that matter? What does that matter? That's not even important. Y'all are a new show, a new cast. Can we just watch the show and have fun? Y'all are supposed to be in y'all fun era. And everything is an issue. And we tired already. So about Joy, I've seen a lot of comparisons about Joy on social media. People are saying how, We the People was outraged with Robin, but we're not keeping the same energy with Joy. And Joy hid her marriage, and Joy's been on the show, and we don't really know a lot about Joy. And I'm going to say this. I really wasn't feeling Joy. I didn't like how Joy left Arena hanging with that Block and Sherelle situation. I did not appreciate that. I was looking at her real side eye. I'm not even going to lie. But as far as her hiding her marriage and people comparing her to Robin Dixon, I think that's bullshit. You can't compare the two. You cannot compare the two. She was giving us a lot of story about, well, the reason she wasn't into having a big wedding was because, her father wouldn't be there to walk her down the aisle. I can relate to that. Grief, people like to think that after a year or so that you're supposed to be over losing, a loved one. That is not realistic. That is not realistic at all. A lot of times grief is about the fact that they won't be around to be here for the happy moments. And that could really, really mess with you. So I really wasn't here for people, calling her out for that. I feel like that might have been real. Another thing I saw on Twitter where someone was saying that maybe the reason why, Joy wanted to get married, in such a hurry or secretly is because that her husband was doing a surgery, and he wanted to make sure that she gets a say and she has authority to sign whatever and to make decisions on his behalf and advocate for him. And I think that might really have a lot to do with it. I mean, she said it herself that she wanted to have something that was just for them. Everything had been for TV, and she wanted something for them. That also makes sense. We really don't know. We didn't get a chance to find out because she wasn't able to tell her own news. And the more I think of it, the more I believe that really might be it. she's marrying this man. When you go under the knife, you have no idea what could happen. They could tell you that it's going to go well, that it's a minor procedure, it's typical, it's routine. And so many people don't make it home after a routine procedure. So I can understand if that man was like, look, I'm marrying you while I'm on my feet and we can do this. And, and this is how we're going to make things happen. When you're dealing with a TV show, you got to work with schedules and producers and all this other stuff. I can understand why the people say we going to go off, get married real quick and do us and figure things out later. I'm not offended by that. As a viewer, it didn't make me feel away at all. Robin, on the other hand, in Potomac, Robin played with us, okay? Robin lied to us about her situation. I mean, there's stuff coming out about Juan as we speak. Robin has given us 7 years of bullshit. 7 years of it. And I'm one of the girls that actually liked Robin. So I have a right to say that Robin is out of order. She's full of shit. You can't compare Robin's story and Joy's story. It just doesn't go. You sound crazy comparing the two. It's not the same whatsoever. And I don't really want to get deep into what Robin and Juan what they got going on, because this ain't about Robin and Juan. If Joy and Clifton decided, look, we're going to get married on the side, we got real life things that we got to figure out. That's their business to tell. That man has 2 kids that he didn't let know. I don't think his mother knew. And for Ashley to reveal that in a petty moment because she wanted a TV, situation, she was wrong for that shit. And she can apologize until she's blue in the face. That woman don't have to receive that apology until she's ready. And for people to act like, well, I don't know why people are so mad. She just told her best friend something. Girl, bye. You didn't just tell your best friend. You told your best friend on camera. And I'm not of the belief that that was the first time Alicia heard that. You and Alicia talked about that shit before y'all shot that scene. Either it's something y'all cooked up or it's something the producers cooked up. I'm not buying that it just came out in a moment because you were annoyed that the girl called you phony. It seemed very much pre-planned. You did it to be petty. You don't get to tell someone when they should be over it. You don't get to tell someone, oh, you need to just be over it now. I've apologized. I've talked to you. And I don't even do all of that. No. You're the same one that's making such a big deal. I don't trust people. I don't call everybody my friend. You're my friend without the D. I don't trust all of that. And it's just like, who made you some authority over everyone else? The same way that you have boundaries and you have rules for your life, so does everyone else. And if you betrayed that woman and she wants to take her time before she lets her guard down with you, who the hell are you to tell her she can't do that? That really turned me off. Like, what? That is so silly. And about Joyce saying that Ashley was phony for talking about that lady's wig. It was a little phony. It was the way that Ashley has been moving this season. It's like, it's not even something that makes me want to have opinion. It just makes me want to tune out. Like, I don't even care, to be honest. But it's just weird. You guys are all grown women. She talks to everyone like this is a episode of Mean Girls, okay? That's what it gives. And it's like people aren't calling you that because they just want to hate Ashley. A lot of us were rooting for Ashley. A lot of us was really happy that Ashley got a chance to be on this show. I even said, oh, this is Ashley's show. But for her to turn around and, do all the things that she was doing. I said something about that episode when they had their her podcast party and all the women showed up in the pink. And she was speaking to Sherelle in a certain way and she dismissed her. And she calls the lady Sherella. Is her name even Sherella, or is that something she just calls her to kind of sun her? I don't know. But the way Ashley interacts with Sherelle is weird. The way that she keeps calling her Sherella when clearly the lady goes by Sherelle, it's weird. The way that she told that woman at that event, like, oh, go make sure all my guests have a drink. It was very much like she was talking down to her peasant. It is weird. It is phony. And I've been saying how something about Joy is very much off. I don't know if they were just not, maybe a lot of times they don't show everything. And so maybe there were things that were taking place that we didn't get to see that, that happens all the time. People get bad edits. But Joy wasn't entirely wrong. You are phony to be sitting up here talking to this grown ass woman the way that you do. And it's weird. Even the way that they finally made up with Winter, I'm here for that. But it's like we made up with Winter because now I'm turning against Joy. And it's just like, it's silly. It's so silly. I don't care for it. You're making us like Joy. And I don't think a lot of us was really here for Joy. Now you're kind of like turned the audience to liking her because of the way that you're treating this woman. Now, about Joy showing up to the Christmas party and not speaking. So I don't know. Like I said, it's reality TV. A lot goes into reality TV. Producers probably told Joy that she had no choice. She better bring her butt to the party. I don't know. It's the mid-season finale. They probably made her go. Or maybe she really was trying to turn over a new leaf. Who even really knows? I don't know. But she shows up there and you approach her with a certain, attitude, which maybe you have a right to because she was in your home and she hadn't spoke. That's fine. But I feel like that conversation, I think Joy was keeping her cool. I feel like Joy was speaking to you respectfully. And then Ashley just gets, she just gets buck with the woman. I brought you on this show, not Jamie, not Arena. So are you mad that she called you phony, or are you mad that she's taking a likeness to Jamie and Arena more than she is with you and Quick? Are you mad that you don't have her in your back pocket? Are you mad that she's not chasing you around and trying to be your best friend? Because that's what it's giving. And that seems really weird and insecure. And it was just like, I didn't think that Ashley was that girl. I mean, you have your best friend on the show interacting with you. You have Joy interacting with you. You have all these girls interacting with you. If she has a closer relationship or she's hitting it off a little bit better with Arena, what's the problem? It's not like Arena is against you. It's not like Arena is out to get you. What's the big deal if Joy gets along better with Arena and wants to hang out with Arena more? I brought you on the show, not Jamie, not Arena. What was that supposed to mean? Like, I brought you on the show, you're supposed to be up my ass. That's what it was giving. And my thing was, I didn't like how she, said, oh, you were on a game show. Let's address that. Yeah, she was on, if you want to call it a game show, whatever. Like I said, I never watched Ready to Love, so I don't really understand it. Apparently, they get a new cast every season, and they go on from there. But let's be real here. What I did watch, I watched the first season of Love is Blind. And I know that the people love themselves some Lauren and Cameron. I don't know if the people really love Joy and Clifton, but what I will say is when it was announced that Joy and Clifton would be on the show, there was a lot of talk. Joy and Clifton, Joy and Clifton, Joy and Clifton. For someone who never watched Ready to Love, I got to know a lot about Ready to Love and about Joy and Clifton that I never knew that I cared to know. So for me, I would say, I think that, yeah, maybe you did pitch, Ashley pitched their names. I don't think Ashley was the end all be all. I think a good part of the reason why they just chose to cast, a good part of the reason they chose to cast Joy and Clifton is because they were on Ready to Love. People talked about them. They were actually successful. They actually found love. They actually got engaged, and currently they are married. Whether people like them or not, people are going to be curious to know what their journey is. People are going to be curious. People are going to want to know, like, oh, was it really real? Do they really love each other? Do they really have this connection? Curiosity will bring people to Love and Marriage DC who are still building their viewers. They're still building their fan base. So let's not act like you just did them this huge favor. You didn't give these people life. You helped bring them on the show that you're on, that really a lot of people don't care about like that. I did not like Monique. I did not like Monique on Love and Marriage DC. I didn't like her on Real Housewives of Potomac. She was not someone that I liked. But I started watching because I was very curious to see what her interactions would be like with other women. Now that you're no longer a part of this cast that everyone can't stand you, you're in a cast that pretty much you helped create. You casted these people and they all love you and like you. Let's see what you are like in this type of environment. I was curious to see that. And that's the reason why I tuned in. I have heard about DJ Quicksilver, but I wasn't tuning in to watch a show about him and his wife. I don't really know y'all like that. I did follow Ashley. I was curious to see how Monique would get along with Ashley and how Monique would get along with Arena. I wanted to see that. And so I imagine that even the people that don't like Joy and Clifton from Ready to Love, they were curious as well to see what it would be like after the show. That brought in some views because y'all definitely lost a couple of views when Monique quit the show. So for her to tell that woman, I brought you on this show, it just was like, are you serious right now? Are you serious? Ashley very much gives me a boss ass bitch, a mother, a grown woman. But when she said that, it was like, oh, little girl. It was very much giving little girl. I brought you on this show, not them, and you have yet to give me a thanks. What? You signing their checks too? Yeah, Ashley tried it. And I'm really not here for her being on social media like, oh my gosh, if y'all hated me, y'all gonna keep hating me. It was just like, girl, we can critique it. You get on social media and talk about every single thing that happens on the show. I don't think it's wrong for the fans to say how they feel and how they don't feel. You wronged that lady. You betrayed that lady. You did, and you don't care. You don't know how that's going to affect her relationship with her in-laws moving forward. You don't know how that's going to affect her relationship with her stepchildren moving forward. You lit a match, you threw it in the air, and you walked away and said, oh, I'm sorry. You didn't care about how that affected her, and that's fucked up. Your apology don't reverse none of that damage that you've caused. Now, should the lady have lied about being married? I mean, no, but things happen. It's not like she was married for 6-7 years and didn't tell nobody. She had her reasons. And if you had given her a chance, maybe she would have been able to explain it her way and on her terms. But you took that opportunity from her. It wasn't just, oh, you told your best friend something. Like, no, you went on TV and you lit a match in that woman's life. And saying sorry doesn't fix it. It doesn't fix it. You don't have to even think about the repercussions. You don't care. And if for Quick to be like, well, you already said you're sorry, you're done with it, you're done with it. No, you did something wrong. You guys were mad as hell at Winter because Winter repeated some rumors that she had heard about you and your husband. You was mad about that shit. You was angry. For over a year, you sat up there and called that lady Snowflake and all types of shit that you said about that lady. Joy has the right to get over it in her own time. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I just thought it was super, super ridiculous of the way that people were mad at. I didn't even really like Joy, but y'all got me on here defending her like this, which makes me feel like a lot of things were cut out. A lot of things were cut out. That lady and her husband, I mean, I don't know. I just think this is dumb. But yeah, I just feel like the whole thing is silly. It's really silly. I feel bad for Joy. I mean, Ashley done made a big old mess in this woman's life. Hopefully that lady in-laws don't hold it against her moving forward. Hopefully this is something they could recover from because Ashley was dead ass wrong for doing that shit and thinking that it should just be cleared up on her own terms. It was insane. It was insane. It really, really was. I thought I was really going to like Ashley, but Ashley seems to be one of those people that she could do to you what she wants to do and you can never do nothing to her. If Joy would have got over there and started saying stuff about her, it would have been a whole problem. But you're allowed to do some mess like that. That wasn't cool. Her and her friend, y'all really look terrible. Y'all look like some children on this show. Y'all really do. But anyways, that's all I had to say about it. I don't know if I will be reviewing the second half of season 2. I really do want to, because I'm really interested in Arena and Big Jamie's storyline with their son, Lil Jamie. But I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Like I said, all that explaining that they be doing about every little thing, it really turns people off. You know, I don't know. We'll see. But please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for listening.